All right, let's head out to the studio in the sky where we've got our nice little Zoom cloud studio. Rascals on Route 66. Tiffany Thompson, Rebekah McIntosh. How are the two of you doing today?
We're doing great.
It's a beautiful day in Sapulpa.
It is. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Tiffany Thompson, raise your hand. You're with Reed Architecture.
Yes.
Rebekah McIntosh, raise your hand. You're with Sapulpa Chamber. Is that correct?
Yes.
McIntosh, that's my favorite candy of all time. It was a brick of caramel that would just, it would come in this like plaid box, and it was from Canada, and it was like instant diabetes. And it was just, it was so delicious. And they took it off the market when I was a kid. They still sell it up in Canada. Are you familiar with?
No,
No,
I've never heard of that.
So it's like this creamy, soft, like literally like a Hershey's bar of chocolate, except just caramel.
Wow. You're
So
gonna have to
good.
I
I
wonder
guess-
if I can get the royalties in those chocolate bars.
If I were you, I would see what you can do on anything like that, because it's big up in Canada. Anyway, so sidebar there, folks. Route 66 here. It's a Centennial happening. Rascals on Route 66 caught my attention for a variety of reasons. Of course, my background publishing, so we've got some alliteration for Rascals on Route 66. We have Soapbox Derby, so it caught my nostalgic nostalgic hair. I'm not sure. I didn't think this far ahead on some of these different things. I was not part of the soapbox era. I'm not that old, but
I didn't even realize there was one.
my older cousins were, and they were on the tail end of it type of a thing. But what a cool event. What a great way for, father, son, or family bonding, if you will, to build this type of thing. At least that's how I'm envisioning in my head. But Tiffany Thompson with Reed Architecture, talk to me about Rascals on Route 66 and a little bit of history.
Yes, so there is not a lot of history of it. From what I can find, there's not an event exactly like this one. This event is a homemade go-kart soapbox race, and everyone is required to have an extravagant theme. So we have someone who is building a Minecraft cart right now that's on our group, which I would consider definitely an extravagant theme. And it is going to be time-based, Neokla Autocross. I actually raced with them. We do parking lot racing. And they have the most amazing timing system. I mean, it just is huge with big letters, and it's got a laser that tracks you whenever you leave the start line, and it tracks you when you finish and flashes your time up. And I spoke with them, and they're so kindly offering their very expensive timing systems to be out at the races, and they were giving us two to use and someone to run them. And we will have 104 racers at this event, and you can look at Rascals on route66.com or just Google Rascals on Route 66 to find the website to sign up. Yeah, 104 racers. We have several categories, 4 years old to 9 years old. Then we have 10 to 15, 16 and up, and then we have an 18 and up obstacle course. And we will release more on what that obstacle course is going to look like as we get closer to the event. But I will say we will definitely have some ramps that your car will jump over, so make it stable. But yes, and our road is brand new. It'll be on Dewey Street in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. That road just finished construction a little bit ago. It's where the famous Christmas shoot takes place every year here. And that road is split in two. So we'll have two racers racing at the same time. So although you're not competing against the person in the row next to you or the lane next to you, for you're going against time, everybody in the audience will get that fun, energetic feel of cheering for someone to beat the person across from them.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of fun for that. And
Now, I do have a question here.
Yes.
Because it just dawned on me that soapbox, of course, came from I don't know, probably 2 centuries ago. I mean, I joke all the time, that I was born last century, type of a thing. And because I was born last century, so much of my life is old timey now. And but again, I'm not old enough to where soapboxes were made of wood. Soapboxes were made of cardboard when I was a kid. So are these soapbox derby racers going to be made of wood or cardboard or what?
So there are instructions on the website and recommendations for what to make it out of. And we will be inspecting cars as they come into the event to make sure that they can handle the event for safety reasons. But on
So
the
no
website,
cardboard.
yeah. No, I wouldn't recommend it unless you find the world's strongest cardboard.
Now soapboxes used to be wood back. That's when
Yeah.
when soapbox racers used to come back in the day, is that the soapbox was what they would use to sit in, and they just put wheels on it, and they were wood. Barrels used to come in wood too. Go ahead. Sorry, Rebekah.
No,
Go.
sorry, it's gonna have so much speed going down. I wouldn't want to take my chances in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
No, but it's kind of made me laugh about time and history and that sort of thing. Former editor, so I'm a wordsmith by nature. I try to, and I'm a Libra. It makes it even worse because when you're a Libra, you take two sides and you just go back and forth until something's water vapor. And so it's terrible. You just go, you play mental ping pong with everything back in your head. Okay. You mentioned that there's instructions. Of course, we're talking about, materials that are safe, which either is going to be, wood or some kind of composite or something along those lines. Now, I didn't know if you mentioned if this road that you're closing off, I'm not familiar with Sapulpa or not, but is it a hill?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a gravity deal. This is not engines.
Right.
Okay, and so, boy, this is going to be about ball bearings now. Okay, so the other question I had was, are the people going to dress up these soapboxes?
Yes.
At least hopefully that's the idea.
It's a requirement.
Oh, it is a requirement. Okay.
It is. Yes. So think Red Bull Soapbox races, how those vehicles are done. That's what we're looking for.
Okay. And there was a show called Happy Days last century that used to be on the television. Do you guys you've heard of Happy Days?
Yes.
Oh, so then you've heard of television.
But I've heard of it.
Okay. Have you heard of network television or cable television? That used to be a thing too.
Cable TV.
Okay.
Disney,
So Happy Days used to be a show, and there was this family on there of misfits, rascals. They were called the Malachi brothers, and they would cheat all the time. Oh yeah, they would cheat. They'd put cinder blocks in their car before the demolition derby, things like that. Oh yeah. So, and in fishing, they'd put lead in the fish so that they'd weigh more, that type of thing. Did you mention that there's inspections, right? There's going to be people inspecting these things because I could imagine people are going to try and cheat with today's titanium.
Yeah. Now the only issues that we have are if you have sharp or pointy objects that could lead to harm if you crash. And you can't use anything but gravity, but you can weight it and do whatever you want.
Interesting. Okay. And when is this event?
July 4th.
Oh, that's
And
neat.
it'll
Okay.
be earlier in the day, so you'll have plenty of time for fun night activities.
That'll be neat. Yeah. Okay. What time does it start?
So the event starts at 8 a.m. We'll do a prayer, a national anthem, and a flag ceremony. And then races will start at 8:30. Check-in will start at 7 a.m.
Okay.
And we expect the award ceremony to start around 1:30, but it depends on how races go.
How did you guys come up with this? Like, I mean, this is it's not a new idea by any means, but it kind of is because I haven't seen a soapbox derby. I don't even think I've ever been to one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I don't honestly, I don't think I have because when I was a kid, we had bicycles, and so we would jump. Oh, I can't tell you how many accidents I've been on bike, just jumping, that type of thing. I think, was it 15 times in the emergency room one year? Just that type
Oh
of
my
stuff. Oh yeah, and I grew up with three-wheelers, not four-wheelers, three-wheelers. Like
That's so
yeah, I'm
dangerous.
Gen X. We were the experiment generation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We like
I
what not.
I ride motorcycles and I would never ride a three-wheeler.
isn't that the
That's
dumbest design ever? Like,
yeah.
oh, I got scars under my head. I got all kinds of different things. Went through a car, or not a car,
Oh
but a
God.
garage door. Went through a garage door on one. What's that?
Oh,
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah, I used to check gopher traps, and then so I went through a barbed wire fence on one. Yeah, tipped
Mhm.
over so many different times. Yeah, three-wheelers, man. My neighbor still has one. He's like one of the 8 left. That type of thing. Because if they find out, they come and take them from you.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't know if that's true or not, but they probably should.
Wow.
Okay, so Sapulpa. Where is Sapulpa?
Sapulpa is 20 minutes outside of Tulsa, going towards Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We're-
do you guys have much planned for the 4th of July?
There are some ideas in play,
Okay.
so we'll just have to see how that works out.
I mean, does the community usually do a pretty big 4th of July celebration?
No, we have not had that before.
Are you
So,
kidding me? I thought every community did a parade and
yeah,
something
no.
or another. Drone show, I mean, fireworks, I'm not sure if
So,
they're as popular as
yeah.
drone shows now, but
Yeah, they've done a fireworks show and a drone show both,
Okay.
previous years. Mhm.
Okay.
And, but in the last couple of years, it's been, it hasn't happened, but they're in the works of that, something going on in Sapulpa this year, so, along with what we're doing, so it's.
yeah,
all
we got plenty of time to
Yeah.
before July 4th
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
I have been thinking about it maybe for this event. So I just have to figure out the logistics for that.
Yeah, you're pretty focused on the event, so
Yeah.
you got to stay focused on
Yeah.
Rascals on Route 66. How'd you come up with the name? Is it alliteration or was it Little Rascals or what was it?
Yeah, so we were in a big meeting trying to come up with events to do for every year to celebrate the Centennial because this event actually takes place on our mother road, Route 66 itself. And Sapulpa is one of the oldest towns and it runs right through our town, our downtown. And so during that meeting, everybody kind of just looked at me like, we need something for 4th of July. And I said, well, I love racing. If we can do something racing, I'll take it. And Jordan Ascencio with Make Sense Foundation said, oh, what about Little Rascals? You could do a Little Rascals inspired event. That would be so fun. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm sold. Let's do a Little Rascals event and call it Rascals on Route 66. And that's how we came up with it.
Now, how do you know who Little Rascals are?
I love Little Rascals.
Are you for real?
Yes. Oh, I love that show. I watched that on repeat.
No
And
kidding.
Yeah, Reba McEntire, I'm a big fan of hers from Little Rascals as AJ Ferguson.
Yeah, that's another old show. That's
Yeah,
do they have a remake, Little Rascals?
they do have a remake, and it is pretty good.
Okay. I got rid of my television in 2006. And well,
Oh,
I mean, I have a computer and I stream. I'm not Amish, but I mean, but, I got rid of my television in 2006. I didn't want my son growing up around 24-hour news or commercials. And
okay.
so, we would just, we'd watch movies and listen to a lot of music and, that sort of thing. So, I mean, like I said, we'd have computers and iPads and things, but, yeah, it was a lot different. It was so funny because the rooms stopped being arranged towards the TV. All of a sudden, furniture starts facing each other. It's so funny. Yeah, and people start having conversations again and that sort of thing. Yeah, it was rather different, but so there is a remake on it. Okay, so there we have that. What was the other sponsors? Do you have sponsors? Are you looking for sponsors? Can people get their deal sponsored? How does that work?
We are looking for sponsors. You can visit our website, and on the website it says our different sponsorship levels. We have a $500 supercharger sponsor, a $1,000 twin turbo sponsor, and a $1,500 twin turbo sponsor. And we have been very fortunate so far, and all of our sponsors have been twin turbo. And we also deal in equal value. We're only looking for a few more equal value items. For the most part, we've got it covered. Um, Farmers Insurance, the Steve Grogan agency here in town. He's not only a member of this board helping out with the event, but he's providing the track insurance for us, which was a huge help. That was one of the first things we needed to get. And then Reed Architecture and Interiors is a twin turbo sponsor. And not only that, but they also give my time and resources towards doing this event and for our social media aspect as well. They also pay for that. And then Red Bull is also a partner with us, a sponsor, and they're providing a lot of materials and people to move those. So 4th of July is a very hot, sunny day. We'll have a lot of Red Bull umbrellas out to help keep people shaded. And also they will be handing out lots of Red Bull and some merch at the event, and they're super excited about the event. So it's been really nice to work with them, and they've also provided connections as well for us. And then Neopa Autocross Group, they have provided their timing systems, which are very expensive, and also somebody's time to help run those. So that was really a big help. And then Carletti Dentistry and Associates. Carletti herself does a lot of work in the community. She's amazing. And they are also a twin turbo sponsor. So we are very happy to have them. And Farrell Land Management, believe it or not, we need 650 hay bales to line the Dewey Street for this event. And it is not easy to get 650 hay bales because nobody even has the inventory capacity to hold them. So fortunately, Farrell Land Management and Ranching have offered to bring hay bales out on a huge gooseneck trailer for us to unload and reload, and he'll take back. And that has saved us a huge cost, and we are very appreciative for that, and all of our other sponsors as well.
Not a lot of people are doing the square hay bales anymore either, just for decorative reasons, and then they end up being about $5 to $10 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just do the big circle round ones. I ran into that problem as well, where I was like, doesn't anybody do these hay bales anymore? These
Oh, you
square
need
ones?
to come out here to Oklahoma. We have them everywhere.
We should up here in Minnesota and North Dakota and South Dakota, but man, just there's not like it is. It's like I say, it's more for almost decoration than anything. But yeah, those things are not only useful but very important for for padding and keeping people in their lanes and everything along those lines. Are people going to line the streets to watch it? How are people going to watch it, I guess?
Yeah, so we in our reconstruction, which Reed Architecture did, so I was able to have all of the measurements and everything for the event, which is great. The sidewalks are very wide, so there's plenty of room for spectators to be on the sidewalks. I've spoken with all of our businesses along Dewey Street, and everyone's plans to be open for the event. And we have lots of wonderful restaurants that will be open as well, so you can get your breakfast and your lunch, because we'll run through those hours. And also, if you're there because your family drug you along and you like shopping, there's a lot of shopping to do out there as well, and you can keep cool. And then we also have a wonderful new park just right next to the track that has wonderful public restrooms as well.
Main Street's going to shut down for some soapbox derby racing.
Yes.
Three-time soapbox derby racing champ Ronnie Beck could be proud. Okay. He's not entering, is he? Three-time soapbox derby champ Ronnie Beck?
No,
out of Springfield? Okay.
I'm enter.
No, that's a joke from The Simpsons back in the day. That was Bart Simpson's hero when he was entering the Soapbox Derby race on that episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a lot of useless information right in this head. What's that?
Well, my parents kept me from watching those shows. They didn't take away the TV, but they wouldn't let me watch those.
Now I got on my notes here that you're a classic car enthusiast, huh? Talk to me about that. Explain what kind of car you have, how you got into it. Actually, I've never met a female classic car enthusiast, to be honest.
Yeah, I love classic cars. I am a huge fan of the Mustang. I hope to have a 1957 someday. But currently, my grandpa has a 1957 Thunderbird and a 1931 Model A. And my whole life, I've grown up doing parades in those cars and going to the Thunderbird Club and the Model A Club events and car shows and museums. They go and support a lot of communities around in Oklahoma with their vehicles. And I loved doing that. And the people are so nice and they're so happy to have a young face around. So once I moved back to Oklahoma, I got involved in the community and found out about the blowout and the TP Drive-Ins car show. And my uncle was a big sponsor of those. And because of that, he had 2 free open spots. So I said, well, if nobody will take them, I'll bring up the car and show it. And I had such a fun time and won with the Model A. So after that, I decided, well, I'm going to go to the TP Drive-In and compete in the Mustang show. And 1931 is basically the first Mustang. So I competed in that, and I love using that car because it's so old. I don't usually have a lot of competition. But it's a very fun car to drive. It's a double clutch, and it does not have a gas pedal like you would think. It has a little tiny button the size of the tip of your finger that is the gas pedal. So it is a little.
And where's that
difficult.
located?
It's located where a gas pedal would be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a small little button.
Yep, just a small little button. So you need to wear a stiff bottom shoe.
My
Otherwise,
my first car was a 1974 Mercury Cougar, and
Okay.
The horn was you push the turn signal in.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh,
yeah, and like, yeah, I mean, that was the horn. And so I used to push the clock, and then I'd use my leg to push the turn signal in, and I'd tell everybody that the clock was the horn and that sort of thing. Yeah, and the brights were on the floor. It was a click button for the brights.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
some of the classic cars are a little bit different. Yeah, I think it's kind of fun to watch, kids like my son. When he was probably about 7 or 8 years old, I noticed when I took the neighbor kids to wherever Sky Zone or wherever we were taking them to, they didn't know how to roll the windows down because the car I was driving had old manual windows, and they had no idea. Absolutely, like just totally a foreign concept to turn a wheel to bring a window down. But Tulsa has the big Capitol Cruise coming up on May 30th. Are you going to be entering that?
I am, yes. My grandpa will drive the Model A, and I'll be driving the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird is a bit of my favorite. It was my wedding getaway car and my prom car. So I have a special place in my heart for it. But the rumble seat on the Model A is awfully fun.
And what year is the Thunderbird?
A 1957.
1957. What color is that?
Bright cherry red.
Bright cherry red. Oh, even the flamboyant, ostentatious color as well. They say that red cars get more speeding tickets than any other color.
Well,
that's what they say.
don't.
What's that?
Classic cars don't get speeding tickets.
No, they don't, do they?
No.
Well,
you get a lot of honking.
That's fantastic that you're going to be bringing this into, just this passion into soapboxes and classic cars, and just being able to have these outlets to do these things, really. It's fantastic. And then folding it into the Route 66, even on July 4th. So, oh, wow, I just realized it's 250 years this year too. So,
yes.
So your July 4th will have the 250 birthday of America, We'll also have the 100-year celebration for Route 66, and you're going to have Soapbox Derby. You guys will do real well, I think. Yeah. Is there
Yeah, yeah,
prizes or anything like that? Is there a trophy or a
yeah,
plaque or anything?
absolutely. We are going to be doing first, second, and third place for every single category. And we will have big fancy trophies for all of those categories. We're gonna have Red Bull's providing a podium for first, second, and third, kind of like the Olympics. It'll be tiered. And we'll have the racers step up on the podiums, get announced, and receive their awards. We're doing favorite look car. So whoever has the most extravagant theme that our judges like will win that award. And then we know that everybody wants a fan favorite, but a lot of people like the stuff the ballot. So we're doing $1 vote for fan favorites. So you can stuff the ballot as much as you want as long as you pay $1 per vote.
And that's for
And
the
we'll
People's Choice, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And let's see. Resources. You mentioned you've got a site that explains the different specifications and materials and that sort of thing. Uh, is there resources for Soapbox? Like, I'll never forget when, 10 years ago or so, when I was filling in for some weekend people that were doing some things, and I always try to find some unique and cool stories, and I didn't realize that high schools had BB gun clubs, like
Oh, yeah.
teams of people in high school that get together and shoot BB guns. And
Yes.
and they were showing me the little tin stars that they would shoot, and they're so precise they can shoot a BB through a BB hole. And
Wow.
yeah, that's incredible. So but they had like resources and things like that. So is there other soapbox derby clubs? Is there sites? Is there a national association? Or I'm not familiar. Is it
Nothing
is there resources for people? Or
So I have done some searching on Google about this. So if you search how to build a soapbox derby car, there are hundreds of YouTube videos of very detailed information on how to build them. There are also websites as well that will teach you step by step. So if you're more of a reader and not a visual person, you could use that avenue. And also when you Google that, or if you Google soapbox derby kit, there are a lot of kits that you can
oh,
buy to build a soapbox car. And our big requirement is that you have rubber wheels. We're not looking to scratch up our new road. So you may have to modify there with your kit, but I'm sure there are kits that provide that as well. And then you'll just want to make it an extravagant theme. But if you buy a kit and have your base build, it shouldn't, it won't be too hard to add a theme on top of that.
would they be plastic wheels in the kit?
Yeah, some might be plastic wheels.
Okay.
So
I
just
just
no metal wheels.
Oh, metal. Okay.
Yeah.
That didn't even enter my head.
Apparently they used to race with metal wheels.
No,
So
I could see that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, back two
yeah, but I
centuries ago.
doubt that they would. But to have it out there, no metal wheels on the track. But yes, there are a lot of resources on the internet for those builds. I think that those avenues are really great. We are also, Jordan with the Make Sense Foundation has lots of resources for kids in need. We have made our entry fee $25 for pre-registration for quite a while. And that's to help it to be more accessible for people. But the Make Sense Foundation, you can contact us through our website page and we can get you in connection with them. One thing that we offer sponsors who maybe don't want to race but would love to have a car that is sponsoring their company race down the track, we give them the option to run a scholarship program to fund a kid who wants to build a car, or the company maybe wants to build the car themselves. Uh, Jordan can help connect them with a kid who wants to race the car, or help the company figure out how to do a scholarship program on their own.
And what was the name of that soapbox that you were kind of mirroring this after, or it's inspired by, if people want to take a look at some of the other soapboxes that they can get ideas from? What was it? What was the name of that?
Oh, yeah, Red Bull Soapbox Racing.
Red Bull? Red Bull.
Yes.
Like the drink, Red Bull? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, get the product placement in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where they can go. And then my guess is that they're going to probably, there's going to be some ones that are in it just for the attention. And then there's going to be some that are going to be in it for the attention, but also for the aerodynamic nature of engineering it, I guess. What are some of the, I don't know, I don't, costumes isn't the right, designs that you've seen from the Red Bull thing that, kind of you're expecting people to maybe not do, but at least get in the ballpark of? Like, are we talking about like make it look like a shark? That's got to be aerodynamic.
Yes. Yes, so we have a Facebook page that puts a lot of this information out there. I also made a rendering of the course as well with some help from the team here. And I quite literally took a big airplane and the rendering and scaled it down to a car size, and then a huge boat to scale it down. I mean, you can make a boat or an airplane and they run down the track. That's an example. I shared
Airplane.
yes, an
Like with
airplane would
wings? With wings?
wings and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, I shared a post as well from Red Bull to give examples on the page. It shows a lot of different vehicles. Someone did a Volkswagen, the SUV or the hippie van. Somebody did the
Yeah.
Volkswagen hippie van. Somebody did a gurney
Those are
that
good.
they made a cast of a patient laying on a gurney with an IV pole that had Red Bull, a drip line. And the person sat down inside of the vehicle and rode down, so it looked like they were laying on the gurney in a cast. And I thought that one was hilarious. But I mean, it's open to anything you can think of. We've got somebody on the team doing a Minecraft themed car. I think they're making it a Slenderman, so that'll be pretty cool.
I personally would love to see the dog cart from Dumb and Dumber. You know how they did the shag carpet and they did that? I think that'd be
Oh,
the funniest thing.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Now, be creative outside of,
Yeah.
I mean, theme it up, and that's be fun, be fun for people.
Yeah, and you can make the famous Little Rascals trash can race car.
That one's
So-
fun. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the movie Teen Wolf?
I have heard of it, but I have not seen it.
There was a thing they did called van surfing. They would jump up on top of the van and drive around town, and someone would surf on top. So you could do it with a werewolf on top of your van. Your Libyan. We called them Libyan vans back in the day because of Back to the Future. The VW bug. It was
Yeah.
Libyans that came in, and they're like, it's the Libyans, and so we always called it the Libyan van instead of the VW, which was now called a hippie van. A lot of different names for that VW van, that's for sure. Okay, let's see. Anything that we forgot? Anything that you want to make sure we mention that people might need to know about? Yeah.
I forgot to mention, all of these cars there will be one racer inside the vehicle and one pusher. So it will be on a hill. It's not as big of a hill as the Red Bull Soapbox races, but it's a decent size. You'll pick up some speed. So we are having a pusher. So you'll push for about 10 to 15 feet. We're going to test it out just to make sure the distance there. But we'll allow one person to push you for a few feet and let you go. So that way you can really get some speed going down that hill.
Are you going to enter it?
I am, yes. And Rebekah is going to be entering it too.
I'm doing the straight race. I think she's doing the obstacle course.
Yeah.
So
Have you picked out your style and design yet?
I have not. I am trying to decide between some options. I might go with building the airplane build. So
Does
that would,
does that work? I would think that would slow you down.
it might slow me down, but I might get the best looking car award.
Oh.
So
I don't know about that. Let's see,
yeah.
because I imagine these kids are going to come in with some pretty creative things
Yeah.
these days. Of course, then again, Rebekah, how about you? Have you figured out your design?
I have a couple of pins in my head, but I'm leaning towards a boat type of I mean the boat would be fun, and you got an old John boat or something like that. I can model it off that. That'd be my summer interest. So I think a boat would be fun.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I could see me going one of two ways. That either way, I'm sure I'd talk it up so it's bigger than 10 Super Bowls in my head type of a thing. I'm going to be doing the Dumb and Dumber thing, right? It's just going to be fantastic. It's just in my
Yeah.
head, it's going to be great. And then the night before, I'd be like, okay, what am I going to do here now? So then I'd go do the trash can because that's probably the safest thing because I'm going to wipe out.
Yeah.
you know, and that sort of thing. So you get a couple sleeping bags and put it in there for some cushions, and then just have a trash can and go. So
Yeah.
there you go, folks. There's your easy, less than 1 hour soapbox derby if you want to enter right there. But here's a little tip for the real procrastinators, the real big talkers, the ones who really like to talk it up. All you need is a crib and a diaper. That's it. The crib is already done. And you put the wheels on, and then if you put a diaper on, you'll be the star of the show right there and just go down it. I mean, that's an easy one right there. A couple wheels, a crib,
Yeah.
4th of
Yeah.
July. It's pretty good,
Yeah. It will be. We do require 4 wheels on the vehicle, and the must-have. We have safety rules for what you should wear, like closed-toed shoes, but a dog is required. So
Okay,
just
maybe it's a bodysuit and that sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. We don't want to get too outrageous, but there's a couple ideas there, folks. I like the trash can idea a lot from the Little Rascals day, but
yes.
the crib, that's a quick and easy
Mhm.
one that you can just
Yeah.
credit card that thing and be done in an hour. Okay, all right. Let's see what we
You
got.
can find them on Facebook Marketplace everywhere.
Well, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, boy, I didn't even think of that. Boy, that would be.
Mhm.
But you don't want to take away from.
Well, and I've heard a lot of people come up to me and ask about those little electric vehicles you get for kids, like the little Jeep.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, can I modify that and race it?" I'm like, absolutely. Just make sure it's gravity run. So if you wanted to go buy one of those and convert it, you absolutely could.
That was one of my first questions was back, big wheels. We used to
Mhm.
drive around with big wheels and that sort of thing, but those have 3 wheels, and I'm not sure if we got to the 4 wheels back in the day, but yeah, that was my first thought, was going down that direction. But for me, this is about the fun of coming up with an idea of something that you build with, you and some
Mhm.
friends and family, or maybe yourself, and does it work or not? Is it going to make it all the way down the hill or not? Is it going to fall apart? How,
Yeah.
to me, if it doesn't fall apart, that's the victory right there.
Yes.
That's my world.
Yeah, we're all about just having fun.
Oh, yeah.
So, you got to create something really neat and had somewhere to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll have for our racers, the top 4 from every category gets to race again. So they'll have a moment to get off the track, go back to the pit crew zone where everybody starts at. And so if something went wrong with your car or you want to figure out how to modify it, you are able to have a group of 4 back there with you, and they can work on it as fast as they can, tweak it before you go back around and race again for that final finish or race of top 3.
Now, do you guys have gas stations that do the corkboard stuff by the bathrooms? You can put up, a lot of people put their business cards up, and some people put flyers up and that sort of thing. Really make sure you blanket as many of those places as possible. And
Yeah.
there's going to be like AAA did a study, and
Mhm.
they're talking about 41% of adults, like that's a lot of people, are going to be taking in Route 66 this year in some way. And so what I'm telling people is that even if you cut that in half, and 20% of adults in America are going to take in Route 66. That's a lot of people. And so
Yes.
what you guys have is going to hit that nostalgic bone. It's going to be, hey, this is something fun. Let's go check it out. So you might get some people driving, 45 minutes or 60 minutes or an hour or so to go and be a part of it. It's on the 4th of July. So there's already a built-in day for let's relax and watch people wipe out and
Yes, absolutely.
well, when you started explaining more about the Red Bull, I've seen these videos. I've seen, at least that's what I think it is. People going down a steep hill and they're in some crazy looking thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
It's always Red Bull at the end that's involved with it. So now that makes sense. Okay. So
so now we'll have something in the United States that people can come to that's like that.
that's funny because have you ever heard of the show XMC or something like that? It's that Asian show with the obstacle course.
Oh, those are funny.
MXC, that's it, MXC. So when you mentioned the obstacle course for the soapbox derby, that's of course in my head I'm thinking, okay, sweet, MXC this thing. People going down in their soapboxes and getting nailed by bales of hay and stuff. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I've been
Right?
reaching out to the community. I go to the Chili Bowl every year and get pelted by all the dirt.
What's the Chili Bowl? What's that?
The Chili Bowl, oh my goodness. Oh, that is like the biggest indoor dirt track racing event for the winged, have you seen the winged cars? So that are like the sprint cars.
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
basically
yeah.
roll feeds on wheels.
Not
So
funny
it's-
cars, sprint cars.
Yeah, they have the bigger version of that without the wing on it. And they race around the track and go and go. We've actually got Blake Hahn coming out and helping out with inspections, and he'll have one of his cars at the event so that people can check it out. But that is a really fun racing atmosphere that is very unique to Oklahoma. And people travel from all over to come compete in that event.
And why do they call it the Chili Bowl?
Well, everybody always asks that, but I really don't know. I mean, you're breathing in a whole room filled with dirt and, a big bowl of dirt, I guess, and maybe, but you don't want to eat chili there because you'll be eating dirt.
Okay, so there is no chili.
No, there is no
Okay.
chili.
I figured it was a chili contest you won.
Everybody does, yeah, but no.
Interesting. Okay. Well, all right. Let's wrap it up here. Tiffany Thompson, Rebekah McIntosh with the Rascals on Route 66, Sapulpa, Oklahoma, July 4th, and give out the information and how people can find out more.
Absolutely. We've got a group going this weekend to cover all of the surrounding towns with flyers, so.
What's the
Well, they
website and that sort of thing?
Yeah, Rascals on Route66.com, or you can just Google Rascals on Route 66 and it'll pull up.
All right. Well, if anything changes, make sure you let us know. Okay, guys?
Yeah, and check out our Facebook page.